On the show, in Wheelspin, we drive the upgraded Skoda Superb. In Wheelspin, we ride the recently launched Indian Chief Classic. In Wheelspin, we also take a look at the soon-to-be launched Harley-Davidson Street 750. What I have with me today is the Skoda Superb, and the reason I have it is very simple, because this is the all-new Skoda Superb. But before I go on and tell you what's new in it, let me tell you what really isn't new, and that's the dimensions of this car. The length, the width, the height, and even the wheelbase remains the same. So what really has changed is the styling of the car. The logo is new, the grille is new, the headlights are new, and the entire front end has changed. And I feel it has changed for the better. It's much more appealing than the outgoing model. And now it's time for me to walk behind and see what's changed in the rear. And even in the rear, everything has changed. The tail light cluster is new, the number plate has moved from here to here, and even the lettering and the fonts have changed along with the new logo. So overall, if I look at this Superb, it looks a lot more compact, the boot is short and stubby, and in my opinion, this is a much better looking car than the older one. The Skoda Superb was launched in the year 2002 and soon made its appearance in the Indian market in 2003. The current generation Superb is the second generation. The Superb has been the flagship of the Skoda brand and the most premium car from its stable. At over 4.8 meters long, she has a commanding presence on the road and provides enough space and comfort. The Superb is a car which flaunts the cutting edge of Skoda technology and is loaded with premium features and conveniences. And in this new Skoda, the changes have been mainly cosmetic. The platform and the mechanicals remain the same, but at the same time, this new Superb, wearing the new Skoda brand identity in terms of the new grille and the logo, looks somewhat fresh and new. The list of changes to the interiors is a rather short one, except for the steering wheel here, which is leather wrapped nice with multifunction buttons, and it's a 3-spoke one. Nothing much has changed inside. The instrumentation, fascia, they pretty much remain identical to the old one. The Superb will be sold in two trims in the Indian market, the Elegance and the Ambition. The Elegance will be the top trim, and it comes with features like keyless entry, dual zone climate control, 6.5-inch LCD TFT touchscreen, and an audio system with 6 CD changer and 12 speakers. In terms of safety, the car is equipped with 8 airbags including rear side airbag, ESP and hill hold. The Superb had always been a well-made car with a good build quality, and this is also the case with this new upgrade. The interiors are spacious and well appointed, as one can expect from a car in this segment, and the Superb, in comparison with its stablemates from Volkswagen and Audi, has been reasonably priced in the past. And if you ignore the lesser valued Skoda badge, then you get a car which is on par with the others on almost all parameters. In terms of driving dynamics, nothing really has changed. The engine, the gearbox, all remains the same as that of the outgoing model. But having said that, let me tell you that the Superb had always been a car which drove rather well. The 2-liter diesel engine is married to a 7-speed DSG gearbox, and the shifting is really smooth and refined. In terms of handling, the Superb handles quite well. The ride is nice, there is no body roll, and it stays quite planted on the road. The Superb will be sold with two engine options, the 2-liter diesel belting out 140 PS and 320 Newton meters of torque, and a petrol 1.8-liter TSI with a DSG gearbox churning out a more healthy 160 PS. The Superb is tuned for ride comfort like any other sedan in this segment, and in this area it scores quite well. The Skoda Superb had always been a very nice luxury car, big, spacious, comfortable and tucked with all the features inside. And the new Superb here I think has only added to it. It looks even better than the old one. In fact, it looks a lot more compact. But what is the downside is that it still looks too much a part of the Skoda family. In fact, you have to look at the length and breadth of the car to make out that this is not exactly the Octavia, it's the biggest Superb, and that's a downside. But if you can overcome that and manage to get inside the car, you will discover that this is really a nice car. A luxury car which will drive you very well and with acres of space inside and all the bells and whistles.
This American motorcycle company was born in 1901 and set about to become one of the largest motorcycle manufacturers in the world. What you see is a pristine example from 1903 and a wonderful reminder of an era gone by. Sadly, the company went bankrupt in 1953. In May 2011, Polaris Industries revived the brand, and on January 22, 2014, the Indian motorcycle company makes its official debut in India. Now that we're done with the launch event of the Indian motorcycles, let's not delay any further and get you up close and personal with one of these fabulous cruisers, the Indian Chief Classic. Now the Classic is the least expensive bike in the Indian motorcycle lineup, but yet it's loaded to the gills with all the modern mechanicals and features. You could say it's like a new wine in an old bottle. Normally on a bike that looks like this, you would expect it to be pretty basic. But the Classic, it has features like keyless ignition, cruise control, triple disc brakes with ABS as standard, and even an electronic throttle. Take a closer look at the chassis and you will find the absence of any welding marks because this is a lightweight 6-piece modular aluminium frame. To soak up the bumps, the bike features 46mm non-adjustable front forks with 4.7 inches of travel, while the rear setup features coilover monotube shock absorbers with 3.7 inches of travel. Now at first glance, it seems like the bike is just rolled in from the 1940s, and the designers at the company have taken great pains to make sure that it still retains its old school charm and heritage. It's got the wide pullback handlebars, a massive fuel tank, a nice wide, low, comfortable saddle, and of course, loads and loads of chrome everywhere you look. Now the wheels themselves, well, we've got the wire spoke wheels with the white wall tires, and of course the signature style valance fenders with the traditional Indian chief ornament which is placed on this front fender over here. And now this little baby is illuminated by LED lights. Visually, this bike is designed to attract loads and loads of attention even when it's only standing still. Make no mistake, this is a big bike. And not only is it big, it's also pretty heavy at 372 kilograms. Slow speed U-turns are best exercised with caution and require a lot of space as the handlebars have limited range of motion. But on the move, the bike changes character like a chameleon. It does not feel ponderous but becomes very agile and quick. Lean into the corners and it responds with an eagerness that is sure to put a big smile on your face. And a big reason for that response is the all-new air-cooled 1811cc Thunderstroke V-twin engine. This engine has a flathead look, parallel pushrod tubes with an electronic fuel injection system. This is a very smooth engine and runs very quietly without any obtrusive vibration, which makes the ride extremely enjoyable. The seating position is exactly what one would expect from a bike in the cruiser segment. You sit nice and low, the pullback handlebars are high and wide, and all the switchgear is placed within easy reach. The feet themselves, well, they've got nice rubberized floorboards to get comfortable on. Look down towards the center of the tank and you will see the instrument console, which is housed in a nice mirror-like shiny chrome finish. The Speedo Dial itself looks old school and contains all the diagnostic indicators like high beam, neutral indicator, odometer, tachometer and other vital information. But the thing is that it's not very easy to read, and simply because of where it's placed, it will make sure that you keep your eyes on the road ahead and enjoy the ride rather than look down to see actually how fast you're going. But going fast is not what this bike is about. It's about effortless cruising. This is easy because the bike develops a healthy 139 meters of torque at 2600 RPM. The 6-speed gearbox coupled to a light clutch is smooth and the gear ratios are perfectly set to make sure that one can feel the grunt with a slight twist of the throttle, and the bike surges forward, which makes overtaking fast-moving traffic a breeze. Regardless of whatever gear you're in, there hardly seems the need to drop a gear to get past the ordinary machines on the road. The Indian Chief is a motorcycle that most people will not be able to appreciate. And not because there's anything wrong with the bike, but because it's just too expensive. This is a bike for those select few who have the taste and appreciate the finer things in life, and of course, have the money to enjoy the privilege of owning one of the most refined and glorious motorcycles of our times.
you are a Harley-Davidson fan, you have something to look forward to this year. For the first time in 14 years, Harley-Davidson has developed a new engine and a new platform. And this bike will be in India. This is the bike, the Harley-Davidson 750, which will hit the road in India this year. Harley-Davidson came into the Indian market in 2008 and literally kick-started the nascent leisure biking segment with a spurt of its iconic products, coming not only out of Milwaukee but also assembled in nearby Haryana. The result was a sharp drop in prices and consequent boom in demand, especially for the low-end models like the Iron 883, which was assembled here. Consequently, in around 4 years, there are over 4,000 proud Harley owners strutting around on their cruisers. But Harley-Davidson as a company is not just going to sit around and take in this nice scenario where products are flying off their showroom faster than they can make them. Instead, it's planning the next move for the Indian market in the form of the Street 750 and the 500. This Harley-Davidson 750 would be Harley's entry-level bike in India. It will be priced below the Iron 883, which means it will be priced around rupees 5 lakhs. Not only that, it will have a twin platform, the 500 as well, based on this same platform, but that's for later. What you get this year is the 750. By the looks of it, it's a bike worth waiting for. With prices pegged around the rupees 5 lakh mark, the Street 750 should appeal to many, not only because it's a relatively more affordable Harley, but also because it promises to be easier to ride in our traffic conditions. A lightweight bike wearing a Harley tag would have been hard to dream of a few years ago. But Harley-Davidson, looking to expand beyond the realms of its home market, the US, where they sell close to 190,000 units per annum, has chosen a wise route. That of making a motorcycle which is easy to ride and certainly more affordable.
So when we got the design brief from marketing, voice of the customer told us that this bike should be urban, authentic, and have a dark custom sole. So let's talk about urban. Urban is the agility built into the chassis, able to take speed bumps, able to hit potholes and absorb the shock, be nimble, be maneuverable through the city, get around cars, stop and go traffic. Next we have authentic. Our customers for this bike are urban dwellers, they're youth, age 18 to 34. They said keep it real. We want real steel. We want a steel tank, steel fenders, and aluminum powertrain. Next is dark custom. The customer really resonates with the city, which has dark urban alleys. They don't necessarily aspire to have their father's Harley-Davidson. They like Harley, they get it, but they want something personal to their needs on their terms. And that's where the dark custom sole comes in.
The best part about the 750 is that you can not only customize it, but even Harley-Davidson is going to customize it for you. They have got 3 variants which are behind me, and this is the one. It's from sporty to one lazy rider. It's really nice. It's a factory customized bike that you're going to get in the 750. And I personally like this very much. It's nicely painted, very bright looking, very sporty with low clip-on handlebars, unlike many of the Harleys you might have seen before. But then this is a customized one. These special editions with different themes can of course be of great interest to potential buyers, as they can choose what they want, from a low-slung cafe racer type to the lazy rider of the years gone by. But whatever you choose, at first glance, these factory-produced special editions of the Street 750 look well made, with quality material and styling and paint job which is unique. And chances are many of you would find these extremely attractive, and possibly a bit more than the original one. Whatever it is you choose, it looks like Harley-Davidson would have some nice goodies on offer for the motorcyclist this year.
Well, you know, the Street is really positioned as a bike for the next urban generation of riders. You know, when we designed the Street, it was all about taking the voice of the customer from 10 different countries, 3,000 interviews, including 500 interviews that took place in India. So we heard from riders in Delhi, we heard from riders in Bangalore, riders in Mumbai, and they told us what they wanted in a new urban street motorcycle from Harley-Davidson. It had to be an authentic Harley, it had to be urban and agile, and it had to have a dark custom sole, and I think we delivered on all those three. Well, you know, we're going to launch the Street 750 at the Delhi Auto Expo in February. You know, this is our first reveal in India, here at India Bike Week, and the enthusiasm is just incredible. So at the Auto Expo, we'll launch the price, we'll talk about the booking date, and of course, I expect to see a lot of Street 750s on the road by June.
I feel this 750 should tremendously value add to Harley's already formidable lineup of bikes in the Indian market. This is lightweight machine, it should be easy to ride in city traffic, but at the same time it should have enough power to be driven nicely on the highway. This is a bike which many enthusiast entry-level bikers should look forward to this year.